Hello and welcome to Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Coming on our Sports Update this evening, we have a lot of stories making the rounds in the world of sports, from boxing to football. A lot of stories that you want to hear from us at Trust TV this lovely evening, and beginning from the boxing side, where the national trials, that is for the Para Olympics, has begun as we speak. Some boxers are actually in action right there in Lagos, going through a rigorous qualification for the Paris Olympic that is coming up next year, 2024. And I have Abba Michael from Plateau State that will be joining me via Zoom this evening. Abba Michael, I think the National Boxing Federation has actually done, is doing a great job by making sure these boxers go through qualification series. They won't just pick any athlete that will go and represent Nigeria out there.
Pride of Nigeria. I mean, what our able-bodied men cannot do, our Paralympians are doing it for us. We are so proud of them. I mean, going back London Olympics, I mean, Rio Olympics, Tokyo Olympics, it's just all about the Paralympians. Apart from Rio, where they shined very like a million stars. In the last edition, we also had a gold medal from the Paralympians. So they are the pride of Nigeria when it comes to the Paralympics, or the Olympics,
the
rather.
Pride of Nigeria. And sincerely speaking, I think I'll support you on that statement that much has not been done for the Paralympians. If you look at it, because gold is gold. Whether you are a para athlete or you are able-bodied athlete, gold has the same color. They put it on your neck. The title is there, the event, the championship, if it's the Olympics, world championship, whatever. The medal carries the same color, gold, and they write up. Now, why is it that much attention has not been given to the Paralympians in Nigeria? Sometimes ago, these guys were even crying for inclusion into the National Sports Festival. Why?
Yes, it's part of the cross they are carrying for the fact that they are disabled. It's something that they need a lot of publicity, a lot of visibility. A lot of Nigerians need to be aware that it's even more difficult for these disabled or persons with disability to perform as an athlete. I mean, as a professional sportsman. Probably they are not getting enough media visibility, because if they are, they will be more visible. The way we look at our normal superstars, we also see them as superstars. When Olympics come by, the way we know Amusan, the way we know Esebrume, the way we know Umuzurike is the same way we are supposed to know these para athletes. But I think the limelight needs to, be focused more on these para athletes, especially as they are preparing, for a tournament like the Olympics. They need the shining light. They need to make the news, and we need to be seeing them making the rounds more regularly. It will make them more visible, and it will make sports lovers more enthusiastic and willing to watch these Paralympians, on television or other media outlets.
Yes, on other media outlets. I think the government needs to know more. The Federal Minister of Youth and Sports Development should pay attention to these Paralympians, because they also bring glories and glory to this country. They represent Nigeria out there. So for the negligence, I think it's not a welcome development. It's not encouraging for these athletes at all, because if you look at it, whatever medals they bring, it's to Nigeria, and gold, like I said, gold is gold. So we should pay much attention to them. We should give them the recognition they deserve and every help they need to actually do well whenever they go for any tournament championship out there. Let's leave that story. Staying in Nigeria, where the NLO, yes, I love this move, has sanctioned one team, that is Choice FC, who's also taking part in the ongoing Under-19 Youth League. But they have erred, and the NLO has sanctioned them, banning the officials of that team, that is Choice FC, for 2 good years. Is this sanction enough for Choice FC?
will be withdrawing from a tournament must do so before the commencement of the tournament. Choice FC have aired. I think the ban on them is well deserved. The managers they did not do the needful. They did not contact the league officials to stay the complaint or write a memo that they are not ready. To participate in the NLO, of course, league. It's unfortunate they have to pay the price. They have to bear the brunt. But next time, it should serve as a deterrent against any other team that may want to toe this line of indiscipline.
We want to toe this line of indiscipline because this is actually a very young team. They came in 2017, like you saw on the screen that they were formed in 2017, and for them to actually take laws into their hands, it's not a good one. It's not healthy for the league, a league that we are trying to see how it can be better. And Choice FC is trying to scrutinise every move of that NLO has put in place. And I think if I'm the NLO chairman, I would have increased that sanction to 4 years and then give them a fine of 500 million naira. If you can't pay it, then you should know what you have done to yourself. But that's a good one. It will serve as a lesson to every other team that wants to take the same step by not going through the rules and regulation. You can't just take laws into your hands and feel and feel that yes, whatever I do, I will go scot-free with it. And that is what the NLO has told Choice FC, that you cannot do this and go scot-free. And that is why that sanction and that 2 years ban for its official has come down on Choice FC. Good one coming from the NLO. Let's still stay with Nigeria, but this time around, let's go to one of the big clubs in Nigeria, where Rainbow Stars says they will be ready for CAF Champions League. How ready are they, Abba Michael? I think Rainbow Stars back to back now. They are going to the continent for the second time after they came into the NPFL last season, and they also went to the continent, and now they've gotten that qualification ticket, becoming runners up to Enyimba, who won the league this season, and now they say they will be ready for CAF Champions League. How ready is Rainbow Stars?
Job to do in getting ready for CAF Champions League. Yes, we saw their readiness by their ability to acquire, I think, 3 new players. They were able to get Alimi from Shooting Stars. He had a lackluster season, scoring only 1 goal all through the season, though, because of injuries. They also had a defender in Yusuf. I think it's a good move for them in trying to boost out their squad. And I think they also added a certain Fatokun. So far, Dan Ogunmodede's side has not done too badly, but they may still need to strengthen the team a little. We know Remo Stars as virtually the most organized team in the Nigerian Premier League. It feels like you are playing for a team abroad when you are in Remo Stars. And I believe that if you talk about any team that should be ready for the CAF Champions League, Remo Stars should be that team. And I have no doubt that Dan Ogunmodede, for the fact that they don't have logistic challenges, they fly wherever they want to, that team will be ready for the Champions League, according to the goalkeeper. And I agree totally.
Yeah, that team will be ready. But if you look at their last outing, it was not too good. Do you think they have gathered a lot of experience to go further than where they got to last season?
Yes, the team is building momentum. I believe there's a lot of synergy within the managerial ranks, and that is definitely filtering, and it's extending to the players. There's great harmony within the team, and I believe with 1 or 2 more additions, the team will be ready to take it to the cleaners as they approach the next season. Remo Stars is a very good example for other teams. Yes, I believe.
Okay, we are having some issues with the audio quality of Michael there. But Remo Star, like he said, will be ready to actually take every team to the cleaners when they go back to the Confederation and that is CAF Champions League come next season. They said they are ready. Let's see how ready they are when the whole hostilities starts in the CAF Champions League. Good one for Rainbow Stars. They are one of the most organized club side in Nigeria, and if every other club in Nigeria can actually take lessons from them, then I think we'll be having a other footballers from the continent of Africa, outside Africa, in Europe, America, Asia, coming down to Nigeria to actually ply their trade. It's not only Nigerian players that will be going outside the country to play football for the European clubs. They can also come back, Europeans can also come down to Nigeria and play for us. Let's leave that story and head straight to Australia, where the Super Falcons coach, Waldrum, has said the Super Falcons will not disappoint Africans. How are they prepared to face Canada just a few days away from now? We'll be playing our first game against the Canadian national women team. The whole event will be starting tomorrow. That is on the 20th of July. And that is the Women's World Cup being co-hosted by Australia and New Zealand. And now hostilities will kick off tomorrow, but for the Super Falcons, they'll be playing on Friday, their first game against Canada. And coach Randy Waldrum has said Super Falcons will not disappoint Africa. The last time in France, that it was in 2019, they got to the second round, and this time around they want to go better than the second round and even the quarter-final feat they achieved in 1999. That was the first time the maiden edition Super Falcons got to the quarter-final, but this time around they have said they want to get to the semi-final and probably the finals. But for Randy Waldrum, he has said they are ready. They are battle ready for Canada and every other Australia island in that team, and then they will not disappoint Africa. But for the Super Falcons, well, I'm one of the persons that support them. I believe in what they can do. I believe in their achievement. 9 times African champion. It's not an easy feat to become 9 times African champion. That is the Women Nations Cup. But this time around, they want to translate and transform that into the World Cup proper, where they will face other good teams all over the world. But for the Super Falcons, for Randy Waldrum and Super Falcons, well. After the first game against Canada, then I will begin to say they are actually ready to face every other country in the World Cup. Michael, Randy Waldrum said Super Falcons will not disappoint Africa. How true is that statement?
It's very true. They may have had a hiatus in the last Women African Cup of Nations, but I believe they are a team that have what it takes to bounce back. When you have a reliable captain, fantastic defender in Onome Ebi, I mean, you have a formidable world-class player like Azizat Oshuala. I mean, you have enough experience on this team. I believe that the least we're expecting from this team is the quarterfinals. They will definitely go far. I believe they can take down the Olympic champions in Canada. And much later, they will be facing the host nation, Australia, who may be having all the fans behind them, having the home pitch advantage. But I still believe that the experience and then the coaching philosophy of Waldrum will pay off in the long run.
Will pay off in the long run. Let's take it from this angle. Psychologically, do you think these girls are battle ready psychologically? Because they have been having bonus issue, Waldrum and NFF, but psychologically, do you think they are battle ready? Because you know when some of these coaches, like the coach of Ireland, she came out a few weeks back that the bonus issue will not be a problem for the Super Falcons.
Yes, they better sort out those bonus issues. It's becoming a recurring decimal. When it comes to the male, the Super Eagles, we have lesser of this. There was a time Mikel Obi had to even sort the Super Eagle players by himself. But for the female, the situation has been unheard of. It's not just proper. But I just want to urge the girls right there in Australia. They've been there since 4th July. Just pay attention, stay focused. What brought you to the World Cup is to win. Yes, you deserve all the match bonus. I mean, all the money in the bank. But right now, just stay focused, play this World Cup. When you go far, when you give a good account of yourself, then you can come back and say, where is my money? But right now, just put your eyes on the goal. Waldrum is a good motivational speaker, and I believe he will inject them with the proper psychic, preparing them for their first game.
Yes, preparing them for their first game. What also makes you a good coach is how well you can psych your players, how well you can talk to them. Coaches like Mourinho will talk to you and you will go onto the pitch and you want to kill yourself. And that is what Randy Waldrum has brought into the team, psyching these guys up, making them to believe in themselves that they can do it. And I know the Canadian national women team right now are also afraid of the Super Falcons because they know we have the quality. We have the what it takes. We have the players to also match them strength for strength, player for player, and we have one of the best players in Asisa Toshola in the world right now, who is playing her trade with Femini Barcelona. And to tell you the truth, I believe in Super Falcons. I believe we can get out of the group and probably proceed to the quarterfinal, and then we'll have our eyes on the semi-final. All right, before we go on the show, let's take this story quickly, where Everton is ready to spend £15 million on our Kelechi Iheanacho. We know that Leicester City is on relegation and every big player is trying to find their way out of that team. But for Everton, they have said they are ready to splash and spend £15 million on Kelechi Iheanacho. Is that enough for this, let me call him a super striker?
Yes, it may not be enough, but when your team gets relegated, even your prize money will also get relegated. I believe if they had stayed within the top flight, probably they will be pricing him in the range of 25 to 30 million pounds. And of course, Kelechi Iheanacho had 8 goals, 5 assists in 35 games for Leicester City last season. He finished his best with 19 goals in 39 appearances in the 2020-2021 season. I love the fact that Nigerians are trying to choke the Everton team. Last week, it was Iwobi, and now it is Iheanacho. I don't mind having such a partnership where 2 Super Eagles players will become regulars in the English Premier League. I mean, we haven't seen that in a long, long time, probably when JJ and Kanu were playing. So it's a good thing. I remember Anichebe played there, Aigbeni played there. Nigeria has a good history. Even Amokachi played in Everton. I would like to see Iheanacho come to Everton because he doesn't deserve to be in the lower league. He deserves to be in the EPL because he is one of our reliable strikers. We saw what he did, the goal he scored in the last, I think, against Sierra Leone at the death. So yes, I'm happy for Iheanacho, and we want to see our fellow Nigerian, our compatriot, playing in the top flight. And I think Everton is a good idea.
Everton is a good idea. If you look at it, the likes of Victor Anichebe also played in that team. Yakubu Ayegbene, Ademola Lookman, Alex Iwobi, who's playing his trade there. And if we have Kelechi Iheanacho joining, it's going to be a good boost, a good one for the Super Eagles, because we'll have 2 of our players who have this understanding coming in from the same team. And like I said, also Wilfred Ndidi is also in the news of leaving Leicester City because they are in relegation, and every other big player is actually trying to leave Leicester City. And we'll just hope, because we are having some feelers that Brendan Rodgers is coming for Wilfred Ndidi. The way they did in 2014-2015 season, where they actually won the league and went to play in the Champions League, and not just playing in the Champions League, they some of the big teams, the likes of Sevilla. They came up against Atletico Madrid. They even they qualified out of their group. They got to the second round. The likes of Slimani, Wilfred Ndidi were in that team then, and they did exploit. They did great things with Leicester City, and right now they will be playing in the championship come next season. And for Kelechi Iheanacho, well, if he wants to stay in England, I think he should make this move and go to Everton. If Everton actually spends that money, or if they want Everton to actually increase that offer, like you said, Michael, you know, when you are relegated, all your money is also your money will also be relegated, and that is what we are seeing with Kelechi Iheanacho, a player who once played in Manchester City, commanding all the big monies in this world. He was one time one of the expensive African player playing his trade in Europe, but this time around, Everton say they want to spend £50 million on Kelechi Iheanacho. Let's see how it ends at the end of the day, and probably if Kelechi Iheanacho will still stay in the English Premier League. We also have that some rumors of transfer. The likes of Besiktas from Turkey also want his services. Kelechi Iheanacho is your decision to make. Like you said, Michael, it's a long time we've seen two players, Super Eagles players playing in the same team. We saw that with Nottingham Forest, Taiwo Awoniyi and Emmanuel Dennis, but Emmanuel Dennis was a shadow of himself in Nottingham Forest. That pairing didn't work out well, and they are even trying to see how they can ship him out. We also have our players in Watford, the likes of Okoye, our captain William Struijk, who has found his way to Greece right now with PAOK Salonika. But let's see if Kelechi Iheanacho will make this move to Everton. This move to Everton, and then probably he will be playing alongside Alex Iwobi. That is where we'll leave it on the show this evening. Michael, thanks for joining me on the show.
Yes, as usual, you are the best sports senator in the African continent. See you next time.
Thank you very much. And that is it on Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Thanks for watching.